Oh, my name is Chris Farrow. Welcome to my apartment, my YouTube, my life, honey. It is Monday, 12:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and today we'll be talking about 90 Day Fiancé. Before the 90 days, we are in season 5. We just ended the season, kind of, in the sense that we had episode 16 of 45 minutes of the final wrap up, and then we started Tell All Part 1 the same night and reunion. And then we will have one more night of the rest of the tell all. So that is how it has gone for us in the last 24 hours in our 90-day life. Now on YouTube here, I often do recaps of entertainment, pop culture shows, kind of like recaps or talking about just like superficial pop culture stuff. And so, I like this 90 Day Fiance, honey. We're about to get right back into regular old 90 Day Fiance, period, the end, new season. And of course, again, this is the before the 90 days, even though technically Memphis and Hamza almost have a little bit of a toe or the other way vibe because she like went to his place and got married. But anyway, God bless, God bless. We'll get into it. So a little bit all over the place recap wise, because we don't have we have like the final recap again of the last short episode, and then the tell all, which kind of goes all over the place to talk about. So last night, I don't know if you know this, but on Wa's channel, Just Call Me Wa, we went ahead and did a recap of this exact same show together, and she is at my house. She's doing some laundry. So she's going to be popping in, popping out, like getting her stuff done, like, providing colorful commentary. But if you really want two people just cackling about the episode right after we were done watching it, that happened last night on her channel. So you really do have like so much content from either me and or Wa over this situation at your disposal. But anyway, when she comes, I do have like some tweets and stuff like that. Just funny things that I feel like, we can bring up and like discuss or whatever. So let's just talk about listen, if you watched her episode, we tried to do it where we talked about kind of both episodes separately, but I think I'm just going to talk about each couple and how it goes into the tell all. So it'll be a little easier for me. So let's talk about people we do not care about. So in the final episode, by the way, I'm so sorry. I love you guys so much. And hi, I'm seeing that you guys are here, and I love everyone that's here. Lisa was here last night. God bless, God bless. Oh, Miriam, Marie, yay. Thank you. I put a lot of makeup on. I don't know why I put so much makeup on. Yeah, I'm exhausted too. I'm gonna need a little break. Yeah. Hi. Hi, boo-boo. Okay, so Spella and Johnny basically, I mean, they, obviously cut out Alina and Caleb completely. Like they weren't even on this, they haven't been on the season since, Alina got fired, and Alina like talked about it a little bit in some sort of post she made yesterday where she was like trying to compare her situation to other people's in the cast and whether they were terminated because of their stances or whatever. And you can, I just like, I'll be honest, there's been a lot happening, so I didn't even really watch the post. But that is in the realm. I'm only really telling you newsworthy information if you want to deep dive yourself. I'm no journalist. I'm no Sean Robinson, So Spella and Johnny, though, like might as well have been taken off the cast. I feel like could we have cared less about a couple? I mean, yes, they never met, but like not only did they not meet, but like they, I think, knew that Spella wasn't a empathetic character. You know what I'm saying? Like Spella, we don't like her. And we only care about Stony, like and truly. And we definitely don't feel like Spella has ever displayed the emotional maturity to take care of Stony the way Stony needs to be taken care of. So no, I don't care about you, Spella, or her cosplay, or whether she's cheating on you, Johnny, in such a way. I mean, I care about it in the way that I don't want Stony to be raised by this. Like Spella just ends up being this 13-year-old maturity level young girl who like can't wait to wear a new floral top and just like you know, I mean, I don't know. Was she, honey, like that? What she ends up doing with her hair for the tell all, like, was that a witch's thing? I mean, did her bunch of her friends meet up, take off their tops and dance titty full in the like forest and like dye her hair like that? Well, do you want to come in? Okay, so if you thought, how could I step it up a notch? I bring you the YouTube queen of YouTube queens and 90-day recapper extraordinaire and star, Wahimalino. Oh, hi.
Wahimalino.
Yeah. That's an old school joke.
With dry lips. I was trying to forage for some kind of moisturizer and I didn't find any. Hello, everyone. How are you? Don't worry about it.
Okay. We're so happy to see you. Yeah. One time when we were doing a video, that's how she said her name. She said she just sang her name like that. Wahimalino. And it's been obviously like, I mean, it's been touched upon, it's been like revamped, and it's been like definitely part of the lexicon ever since. I mean, what an iconic moment for us on YouTube. I mean, we've had many iconic moments. I don't know if anything happened last night iconically because, you know, we were just like having fun or whatever, but like, you know, people.
I think our reenactment of Juan, Harold, and Mike and like what they wanted that to be was pretty good. I also think our small reenactment of Hamza hugging Memphis and what that looked like was interesting.
Oh my God. Yeah. I like, you know, it's like, this is the one thing I'll say just while you were gone. So obviously, and I'm so sorry that you're doing this again. So obviously in your YouTube, we did like kind of each thing separately. Like, and we were like, we won't talk about this. So let's for mine. I'm just gonna talk about each couple.
Okay.
From as if they were one. Yeah. Okay. So again, having said that, we were talking about the literally non-ness of Spella and Johnny for both episodes, truly, almost as if they were Alina and Caleb, like barely there. And yeah, she is just horrible. And Spella is like, you know, I'm don't like you. And I'm not, and you don't know. I don't think she gets how unfavorable, unagreeable, and like not fun she really is for people. Like, I don't understand how she thinks we're supposed to ever like her, you know?
Yeah, but I don't dislike her as much as everybody else does.
Really? Why?
Yeah, because like at the end of the day, she's a person, she's a real live person, and I don't know her, and this is like what was filmed for TV. I don't know what is real. And because she did do some offensive things with the I like my Asian man sort of like fetishizing Johnny, and then the whole wearing the hijab. I know people were saying that was offensive. And so, but she didn't do anything like socially and crazy offensive like Gino and Mike. Like, to me, she did. And people are upset because she cheated on Johnny. And I'm like, I don't know, Johnny. That's not my friend. Like, I don't.
Yeah, like, we could talk about this. Like, you were like, we don't even care if someone cheats.
I don't care. I have no, and like they live far. Here's the truth. When you are in a long distance relationship, I think it is irrational to expect that person to remain monogamous with you. Even though that's might be what you want. And I don't think that it's wrong to want that or to ask for that. But I think that everybody getting mad at her for that, when like we haven't really discussed how Johnny and her had this conversation about monogamy, and also Johnny forgave her. So who like he forgave her immediately.
Yeah, I mean, like as if he didn't even hear it.
Yes.
As if it went right through. Well, almost as if he already knew and had already forgiven her.
Yeah,
like, you know, like,
and he was like, just don't, you know, please wait for me. I'll get you a diamond ring. Like he did exactly what she wanted,
except for go to Dubai.
Dubai. Yeah, but like I guess I'm just like, she didn't do anything super awful besides cringy moments. And so for us for Kim to come in hot at Ella, I'm like, Ella wasn't even a real castmate. Like,
okay, would you rather be in a long car ride with Spella or Kimberly?
Kim, because I think that she and I could talk more about stuff.
Absolutely.
I feel like we'd be listening to SWV. You know what I mean? I feel like we would be listening to the same music. Like it would be a fun banter.
I could hear her stories.
Yeah. I like
her war stories.
Like
literal war stories.
Yeah. Desert Storm. I mean,
thank you for your service.
Yeah, but like,
Yeah.
yeah. So I would do that, but not because I don't like Spella. I just feel like I could talk to Spella about Sailor Moon. I could talk to her about some anime stuff, like.
You think you could talk to Spella about Sailor Moon and that conversation would happen for like, it's like, you know what it is? I feel like that's me being like, yeah, I can speak a little Spanish when I go to someone's house and I'm like, yeah, like, yo hablo español, yo estudio en mi escuela. And then that person just like, is like, because there's so many things like she must know, like, you know,
You're right. You're right. I would get there thinking that I could be like, oh, we could talk about Sailor Moon. And then she's like, remember that one episode when the black cat, whose name I don't remember at this moment, exactly. Yeah. So never mind. You're right. But I don't know. There's a
nerdy. Know Luna? You don't remember Luna's name?
I didn't remember her name. I know there's a nerdy, purple loving, you know, like side of me that sometimes thinks that I could hang out with like people who that is their whole person. And I'm like, that's just a side of me. So I think I could, but really the truth is like,
no. I definitely pick Kimberly. I don't like Spella, but so she's barely on. I mean, I'm really worry about her, except that, you know, her hair matches her shirt. You know, that was done, you know, freshly and with intent and deliberation.
Purpose. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we had to clock it, you know, like
because it was bad. Mm-hmm. It wasn't even like what it is. It looks like she did it herself.
Oh,
it doesn't look like if you would going for that look, then you go to a professional to get it done, as you have done with your hair. You've gone to a professional.
Yeah.
And like she did that herself, and it looks like she did it herself. And like we're not giving A for efforts for bad hair jobs over a certain age.
Yeah, no, we are not. You know, like that's why we're okay with mahogany, no matter. I mean, how old she is. So, really, there's basically no Spella, no Johnny, except for the fact that, as we brought up, yes, Kimberly goes in on Spella. I guess maybe that mostly happens next episode, but they kind of like teased it in this. Did that happen this episode? I'm like, I can't remember if that happened this episode. They teased it. It's kind of like both. But basically, Kimberly gets mad at Spella, takes it personally that Spella cheated on Johnny. And I remember this while being like, why is Kimberly taking that personally? Like, you know, as if like I've been cheated on, like, and so I'm mad at you for doing it. I mean, we've all done things. We can't like be mad at other people. Well, it's like, that's a weird thing to do. I guess it's like, okay, what's something that has happened to me horribly? Like, you know, someone, whatever, just like people, even if they do it to other people. I mean, yeah, I guess it's like,
it's not stealing to me. Like theft. Okay. Like if I knew someone had like stolen money out of Chris's bank account, like had done fraud and like taken money from Chris. Yes, I would. And then, no, from a stranger. If I met somebody who admitted to me that they have taken someone's debit card and went to the ATM and took money from them. That is a reason to be like, you're a disgusting human being. I think. Because I think theft, but cheating is so, I just don't.
It's a value thing. Some people, I think it must be the same thing, because it's so funny because I have a person in my life that I'm no longer close with, but this person dated someone who just did steal like 50,000 from a former employer, and then just had to make amends in that situation. And this person that I know is dating this person, and I know other people that know this person, and so like they kind of all told me about that drama, and I'd be like, I don't know what I would do or how I could date someone, or like just to get across from someone and just being like, okay, I have to.
Well, you're a scammer.
You're a scammer, but whether I choose to now just pretend that didn't happen, or you have a past, or you've, you know, like, or you're open and upfront about it, or whether I'm just sitting across from someone who I'm just like, oh, I'll never trust you. I think you're crazy.
Yeah. You're right. And I guess that I don't hold the value of cheating at the same level. Now, if you're a serial cheater who like is just out here in the streets, like dogging women or dogging men or like doing whatever, then like, I guess I would be like, your character is, but she had sex to fulfill a need and from a boyfriend who lives thousands of miles away. And she told him. So like, to me, it's like, okay, let that be between them.
Also, I mean, not weirdly enough, just so you know, there's definitely people on my channel when I talked about this, they were like, I don't think she even had sex. We just think everything is like a weird ploy to get him to like, you know, like be like,
oh
yeah, like jealous or whatever. Be like, you're not going to come to Dubai, see, because you're not going to come to Dubai. I'm just going to get my, you know, like thing on things, you
rocks
know,
off with somebody else,
you know, like as Jasmine would say, like someone is draining your balls, you know, like, I mean, she's not, wrong. Are you going? Okay. So anyway, so let's get in. So nothing about them, and then let's talk about people like Hamza and Memphis, just like kind of whatever. Like the couple isn't as exciting as other ones.
So yeah, we just watched them.
We'll get
leave.
married.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they get in the last episode. She has washed that makeup off her face. I don't know, like that. It wasn't a foundation that was matched for her for that wedding. God bless. Like he looked great. She looked God bless. But like and she's really hot. So they get back. They like are in the car to like go to the airport. They're coming out of the airport. We really are reminded. Take whatever. We really are reminded like what a tiny woman that Memphis is, honey. I mean, like. It is a small town when it comes to Memphis. I mean, she's tiny, like I don't know how big, and by big, I mean tall Hamza is, but like she's tiny. Also, I did make I make mention of this. Hamza's Mamza, we love her so much. Hayati, I think was her name, Hayat. Which by the way, Hayati means like I love you so much. Hayat is just like such a pretty name. It's like love or something like that, beloved. It's like they have such a beautiful way of speaking in Arabic. And we will talk about what Hamza says later. Hamza's Mamza though, really did top her Sanrio outfit of the weekend before with just a full kitty kitty look. I mean, she just this sweatshirt, as just big as possible with a kind of picture of a kitten that makes you want to throw something at it. It is it's like just a kitty with a little tongue out. And just like the fluffiest fluffy and like probably like a pink, like, like right here, like pink blink, that kind of picture where you're just like, like it's too much. And like, God bless, like very bright house slippers, honey. And she is just like, I don't know, she's been filming for a long time, like she just, it does feel like she gave up a little bit at the end of this. I don't know how early it was. I don't know, like, I don't know if she really was just like, this is cute. No, this is a cute look. This is one of my better sweatshirts. Definitely one of my better kitten sweatshirts. You don't know how many bad kitten sweatshirts. Like Sanrio, I thought was a certain choice, but this woman loves her son and loves cute cats. Cute. I mean, she could literally be one of those people on like Don't F with Cats, that documentary. Remember? Body moving. Yeah, I agree. But the wedding made it all worth it. It was nice seeing some culture on the show for a change of all the arguments. Yeah, like I loved hearing the la 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 la, when all of like did a good job of like translating some of the like just chanting and songs they did to like give us more interest in like what was actually happening. And also I think maybe for Memphis's benefit, so she later could look on and be like, oh, that's what they were saying the whole time. That's what happened in my wedding. I don't know. That's what it was. It's good to know. Please like this video. Please, I'm gonna like put this up. Please like this video. Please thumbs it up. I really need a little like algorithm tickle. I really appreciate it. Hamza's sister looks like Demi Moore's daughter. Yes, honey. Okay, so yeah, they go to that, then of course after the wedding, they went to the honeymoon. That's when she was like, I'm pregnant. Miriam liked the honeymoon outfit, but yeah, I'm like driving around. Then of course now again, they're at the airport and she's very short, God bless, as I said. And they have this goodbye scene, and it's one of the more beautiful goodbye scenes, I think, in 90 Day history, because there's like a lot of emotion there, and it comes unexpectedly from Hamza. I wasn't like, he breaks honey's down. I mean, he really is like, no, I mean, please, no. Oh, I thought I had a great picture, but I don't. But oh my God, thank you so much for the super chat. Hi, thank you. I appreciate it. That makes me happy. I love that. I love it. I love you. Always thank you for your support. Also, thank you for this TE's thumbsing it up. Okay, so, but then my loves, yeah, we roll into this reunion now with a pregnant, or having already given birth to, Memphis, like they don't talk about it ever. Like I don't understand why like they don't immediately bring it up, but we are distracted by the fact that after like the best goodbye in history, where he basically was like crying over her, it was like like I don't want to let you to leave, and I like feel like without you my heart is just whatever he said, something in beautiful in Arabic, like my heart is, this is what it is. Without her, I'm like a body with no heart. Hamza wins the show. Absolutely. And then Hamza turns up at the reunion looking like that. They look great. Look at her. Look at him. Do they have a stylist? Only because it's like, did they do it themselves? I mean, I'm gonna be so impressed. Look at him. Look at the glasses. Look at the haircut. Look at the outfit. Jesus Christ. You know, I'm just like into it. I'm not into it. I mean, like, come on. That is a stylish look. We don't get it that much. Like, what on this show and the Ginos and the Mikes and the like Mikes and then like the other Mikes and like the other people and the Georges, do we get this type of freshness? Not nary ever. I think that like Pedro has a good style. I don't know why I keep going like ping-ponging my head back and forth. But like, look at her. Look at the hair. I mean, you know, like, look at her titties. Look at all of it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Take it all in. This is how you do it. This is how they do it. I mean, that couple is strong. What a united front in hot, stylish black ensembles. Yeah, I mean, they hadn't even like, were they going to the Grammys? But afterward, they're like, we're hopping on this like plane. We're going to like Vegas. I don't know what to tell you. I need me a Hamza. He loves them big boobies, honey. Look how hard he's like holding that hand. He loves her. I don't, but like, I also want to be like, yeah, it's just where, I mean, just so I know, where are we in the situation of her and the baby? Like, is the baby a baby outside of the room? It's a baby now? Is this inside the mom? I literally don't know. So, it was like, I feel like the opening of the tell-all was weird. Like, it was basically them being in like the green room, which of course, like we have that moment. Of course, we have like a weird moment where Ben gets at Kimberly, you know, like we're basically setting up this like, well, this is how women should behave. And this is how I think you are. I think that you, you know, obviously as a woman should be more, you know, demure and not, you know, like demonstrative in your attraction towards a male. Yes. And it was weird, almost predatory, the way that you did that. And it was like you were, you should be more of a gazelle. And you know, a lion should be a man, you know, and like, and I almost want to be like, oh, like how you were a lion going from country to country unasked, unwanted by a young girl, young gazelle, trying to pounce on her in the name of the Lord. Ben has like the exact narcissistic quality that detaches him from any sort of reality of his situation that would end in his culpability or accountability. He doesn't seem, I mean, truly in a blind way to be able to see it. I mean, I think that is the crux of what the audience feels and distrusts about him, is that the audience senses this like detached reality, incredible narcissism, and it's unsettling. This is a great point. And we talked about this. I don't know if we talked about it online. I know we talked about it in real life. The tell-alls all become Jerry Springer-esque. Yes, it is obvious that in the prep, these producers are like, our sound bites and good moments and promo clips are bread and butter, and we need you guys to provide them. And for some reason, there's an emphasis on them going at each other on this show, even though they really don't have any like reason to. This is not, again, like a cast ensemble like Real Housewives, where the whole time they've been amongst each other, not only dealing with the relationships, but having, like, I don't know, go to dumb parties together, where drama has arisen, and now we're at a tell-all, like, with some months to process it, where they can really, like, give their spiel. It's like they have, of course, their own opinions on what happened in their relationship. Yeah, maybe they watch other people's, but, like, you have to then make us believe that they care about the other people that much, and that not only do they care about the other people that much, that they care about the other people's opinions of them. And I just, like, that's a lot to ask of these people that aren't even great people. So, yeah, that's what I feel like. Yeah, the longer it's running, the more of a freak show. And that's what it happens to the and that's what happened to the Real Housewives too, of course, is that as the show runs and as it doesn't progress, it kind of sticks in the same mold. It will end up eating itself and collapsing on itself in such a way, and will also, have us lose interest as people try and mimic things that were either successful from the past and or truly try in outlandish, outrageous ways to grab our attention that just seems so phony and false and inauthentic, that we are just like, ugh, might as well be watching like a streaming show if we want a better story. You know what I'm saying? Um, it's yeah, the magic of the show is in the casting. And anything else besides the casting, the manipulation that happens in any other realm takes away from it. So it's like whether they can find those magic people is what they can do. And as the show gets more and more famous, as people who have access to social media see how certain stars get spin-off shows and or sell their, Teamy Blend tea products or whatever it is, people, get hungry. So so anyway, basically, not much is said about Memphis or Hamza at the tell all. There's not really a great introduction to how the people are doing. They're kind of like, hi, you're here. Oh, this person's here. Hi, you're here. This person's here or not here. Here they are. Here they're not. Here they're not. Like she barely gets. Sean is kind of like asks about whether Mike and, which I guess we'll get into, Mike and Hamina, whether they're together at the top of the show, but she gets like an answer that would beg anyone to ask more questions because it's unclear, and she like doesn't. Like okay, so basically that's all I have to say about Memphis and Hamza. Like I said, people online couldn't get over or are still like wondering about the timeline of the pregnancy, and that's just like not anything that we would be able to like know unless Sean fully gets her to like bring a whiteboard and like a marker, honey, and like plan it out for us, which she could. So Mike and Hamina. Now, what ended up being the story of stories for this? Like, I would like to know, I guess, whether you think it's Gino and Jasmine. What couple reigns supreme in, not like whether they're going to be together for the rest of their lives. Obviously, Gino and Jasmine are at least still together at this point, and Mike and Hamina aren't, but or who knows. But which overall story was the most fascinating to you, or what made you like open your mouth like I'll be, like jaw drop, oh shit moments, and or like can't wait to like see the next week? Is it the Gino Jasmine stuff, or is it the Mike and Hamina? I think at the end of the day, it was Mike and Hamina. Or it was definitely the most dramatic climactic end, which of course was this night of him not wanting to leave and being so awkward about it, and her whole family having to come and comfort her, including her sons that we did not like to see, and him just being like, no, I just really want a proper goodbye for your family, when it's like, one thing about men that happened this season, like with Ben and Mahogany and with Mike and Hamina, is this idea of what is owed to you. Certain things could be owed to Mike. He could be like, I want things back. Like, he could be like, I don't know. He could be like, I want I want to sell these items that I paid for and get the money back or whatever. And maybe he could figure that out or whatever. But like any sort of connection time experience with her children and or family is not owed to you. And Mike being like, I'm not going to leave this house, I pay for it, was a crazy move. And I think that it was indicative of someone truly not being within his like right mind and not knowing how to handle the situation. There are moments in this fight that Mike like puts his head down or like you almost feel like he's going to start hitting his head against a wall or something where you're like, I don't know if this person's going to be able to process this well. And so when he's saying things like, oh, you know, like, I'm not going to leave or whatever, in my mind, I want to be like, this is dangerous. Like, this is on a TV show right now. But like in my mind, I'm like, you are in a foreign country. And I said this before, like literally Hamina could just call any of her friends and former lovers who we have been privy to what their prior histories and experiences are and be like, do you want to leave this apartment in one piece, or are you gonna sit here and be like, a landlord should come with because my name's on the list? I mean, or the lease. Because like, I mean, it has to make one phone call and like you do leave the apartment. Your body leaves the apartment. Your physical body is out of the apartment at some point, whether you have wanted it to be or not. I mean, that's the truth. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She asked him to leave and he wouldn't. What would have happened if the cameras weren't there? Mike is going to repeat those behaviors over and over again. I mean, no, it's like, yeah, Tammy, like Mike has definitely let it be known that like he doesn't get a lot of female experience, a lot of female company, a lot of female time and energy, time, company, space. So whether he knows how to relate to them is one thing, definitely not knows how to communicate and or get out of confrontational and argumentative situations. But I think that he probably has issues across the board in those things. Saw you last night with Guac. Comedy Gold. Yeah. Huh. Thanks, Bill. Yeah, she knows hitmen. Just like, you leave the apartment. I mean, so anyway, God bless. So, you know, the minute that sister like comes in, basically tells Mike like, leave. Yeah, you can come back the next morning. We're all like, no, you cannot come back the next morning. The mom comes, right? You know, he's just like, can I come back the next morning? Come back the next day. I'm gonna call Hamina, right? She'll pick up and I can come back. And like the mom's like, yeah. And he leaves and like Hamina is just like, ugh, I can't wait for you to like just be out of here. Like I can still smell you. And Hamina's mom is just like looking at him as he leaves, kind of just forlorn. Forlorn in such a way that she's like, if only this could have worked out the way I wanted it to have worked out, the way that in my mind it would have been better for all involved. I have a little sneak mousy mouse that wants to come back and talk to us.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm back.
I know.
I had an important phone call that I forgot about. So there was that.
Oh no.
Back to Spella.
No.
I know.
You have to go get your laundry now?
Yep. It's okay.
Bye. Go back and come back. If you say back to Spella when you come back here, I'll tell you. So she now has to go pick her laundry. That's why she's changing her stuff. She has to like do it. Go do it.
I know.
Take the keys. Okay, so yeah, as I was saying, we get to the tell-all. Okay, so basically, obviously, I'm so sorry. She distracted me. So he leaves, goes to the hotel, and he's just like talking, you know, and is saying how he doesn't know how it happened, and he just seems so upset. And if things can like work out. Also, he's been so horrible by bringing up how they met and trying to use that as a weapon to either shame her and make her feel bad, as well as guilt her or obligate her to come back to him using his money as a way of leverage, as if her life is so horrible that she should be so lucky to have his money, that she should put up with what he's doing, and how he can't fathom a world in which she'll choose not to be taken care of by him in order to like not have him around. And here's the thing. That's how bad you are, Mike. You need to see it. And Ben, you're horrible too. And you need to see it. And if this is what this being on this show is for you to like at your age have some sort of like wherewithal and like turn around where you are confronted with the choices and the way that you have, lived your life, I think it could be a blessing. I think it could be a teachable moment. Okay. So that's what it is. I mean, like but here's the thing. I don't know how teachable it is, because he watches himself on the season and then goes to this tell all and then pretends like Gino and the sugar daddy stuff is like so different from what he's done. Gino was on a campsite and spent so many hours in Hamina's room, lurking, and then would throw money at her, and then got her in real life and would just stare at her every night, every morning, like, can't believe I met this woman on the internet, and would stare at her, and now I get to see her in real life. And then was like, I love her so much. She should love me. Yes, I promised to like take care of her and stuff like that and do, give her money. Here's the thing. He has done that, but that's what he promised. So it wasn't, that's what he said he would do. She didn't meet him at a bar. He was already giving her money. That's how they met. That's how he met her, because he went to that website. Even like the mindset of to embarrass her by saying, like, are you gonna just do adult modeling like we used to do? Yeah. Why? Because it's so gross the way you put your body on display for men. Is that, I mean, like, like, what are you saying? Is that a bad thing? Is it why? Because it's negative? Why? Because men shouldn't do that? Because men like you who look at us are bad? No, I mean, like, literally, what is the thought process if you like to like bring someone through it? It is hard to watch. And again, and it's really crazy annoying to have Mike then come to the tell all. For some reason, Sean to be like, are you guys together? And Mike, like, we're together. And then Hamina looked like she does not understand if that was the question asked or if that's really what's happening. I don't understand, like, the translator. Oh, they are supposedly have translators. I don't understand that translator wasn't working. Sean doesn't seem to ask any more questions about that. When Gino and Mike see each other at the green room for the tell all, their automatic connection, what we knew they should have, is palpable on screen. Like you remember when it was like, was it Kalani and there was a season where Kalani was on it with someone else that was Kalani-esque. That when Zaya and Rebecca, because they both wore like cutout sleeve shirts or something. There was like two women we were kind of like, oh, you both want someone who's younger than you and kind of like not as great at providing in the typical old school fashion way, and who you Tiffany. No, it's Tiffany. The kinship of a Tiffany and what's her name? I just said it. Asuelu and Kalani, in that they have a similar vibe going, and what their relationship is with their person seems a little parallel. Tiffany and Kalani, right? You can see that. Men who aren't providing as much as those women would like them to, nor stepping up to be the fathers they would like them to. There's children involved. and they both are women who like don't like a sleeve, right? So Gino and Mike, same way. Creepy besties for life. Yeah, I would absolutely say that, like yes, yes, yes. If they're together, who's Mina engaged to? Right. So there's no way they're not together now. Like I think that's another thing. It's like the spoiler like is this tell all Was said was filmed in February. They're not together. Not only that, like Hamina's supposedly engaged with someone else, and it's early April. So I don't understand how anything works. Okay, um, but as I said, Gino and Mike like each other right away, and there are very similar vibes, and there is this realm of questioning that Sean goes in on Gino about that she doesn't. Maybe she will do this later to Mike, but this realm of question we'll get into. So basically, that's my transition to talk now about Gino and Jasmine, and then we'll talk about Bed of Mahogany. Okay, so yes, we see Mike and Hamina at the tell all, and we'll get into their segment, I guess, mostly tell all part two. Hamina doesn't look happy to be there, but she is there, and I don't understand how he says they're together unless this is his like wishful thinking, which was like this the wishful thinking of him wondering if they were together when she had her confessional to camera after he left. I don't mean to jump around because I will talk about Gino and Jasmine next. But after he left and he wasn't allowed to come see the family because she was like, absolutely not. And I do not want my kids to see you. And they don't know you. They don't care about you. They're fine with you without you. They have like a grandpa here. They have like literally a lot of family. And like, Mike, who are you? They don't know. They've met you literally once also. And also like, that's all it took. LOL that I got to like have all this free stuff from you. Like, for months and months and months during COVID, and it's mostly because I didn't have to ever deal with you or see you in real life. Like you were not a real person. You just like kept sending me money to just like at the internet, and I then had to like deal with you in real life once, and it was barely I could deal. And then you left, and I was like, oh thank God, I lived my life and was happy again. And you came back out of the blue, and that was so unfathomably horrible to me that I basically can't take your free money anymore. I just can't do it. You are trash. I'd rather be with anyone else with you. So that's Hamina. And it's crazy that after he leaves, Hamina in this confessional, and I already said this too in the last night, but she's wearing a yellow shirt and she puts yellow eyeshadow on right to there. And then from there on, it's black eyeshadow. It's like eyeshadow's eyeshadow. And yes, I'm wearing like 3 different colors right now, and they're blended together. There's a white that's in there. There's a medium. There's in there. There's a little darker in the corner, and I've used some sort of like brush to blend it in such a way that like there's not a hard demarcation. And it's like she took, my ladies or gents that use eyeshadow, back in the day, old school, they would give you this horrible applicator. It was like this like sponge on like a tip, especially if you bought drugstore makeup, right? And just like that. It's like, and then you would put it on and be like this like swap of like color. She did that using one of those to there, stopped it, then took a different spoolie, put it in black, started it there, and then just continued it. And then she put it down. And then to the other eye. What I would do to just like have a palette next to me and just like some brushes and just blend it, like what it'd be. I would just like how fun to blend. I love the thing is like I love blending. Blending is the best part of makeup. Hello, Chris in Montreal. Hi, my love. How are you? Thumbs it up. Thumbs it up. Thumbs it up. Hamina looked like a hostage. I wonder how Mike was able to bribe her to get back with him. So in this confessional that she's having, Mike's calling her. she's like, Mike keeps calling me. Like, should I pick up? And like the camera's like, yeah, pick up. And they're like filming it off camera so that I don't even know if he can tell that she's on camera during this FaceTime she picks up. And he's like, I really want to give you money. Again, I just want to pay for you. I just want you to be secure. And she's like, why would you want to give me money as friends? We're just friends. Like, no. He's like, I want to come back September 1st and I want us to like plan that marriage. And it's just like, no. Whoo. Okay, Sir Anthony, hi, how are you? Thank you so much for this incredibly generous super chat. Hello, how are you? Thank you. I hope all is well. Fake name, I know, right? Sir Anthony is such a gent. It's true. Thumbs it up. I do appreciate it. And you even gave me one of those too. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, so your makeup looks professionally done. I just love makeup so much. Just really just about, thank God, blending. Okay, I'll get back to the game. So thank God Mickey's here. Gino and Jasmine. So this is, mostly the last part of the episode, and so this is how most of them left. We talk about Memphis and Hamza. It was just a bunch of like crying. People are leaving. It's their leaving time, and so Gino has to leave the beautiful, absolutely beautiful country of Panama. Oh my God, I want to go so bad. Not just for the hats, but also for the resorts. Also remember that bakery? I would absolutely like eat all the bakery items there. So Gino and Jasmine have to say goodbye. He's paying for the apartment, like they go to the airport. It's a lot of crying, a lot of it. Just real sad. And they really seem to care about each other. I mean, it seems very genuine for the fact that we do get a little bombshell later. Well, it was like a kind of like obvious bombshell, but yeah, Gino just like gets his stuff, gets on the plane. She's crying. She just like supposedly loves him so much. She feels again bad for like having picked a fight the night before. He kind of does his whole like, well, I don't know if this is gonna really last because she's crazy, and crazy talk about her jealousy or whatnot. And so but not before he also let it reveals like how he is just feeling so loved by her and how he's never felt loved by a woman before, and in such a way, and how he doesn't want to be without it. I think that just how Mike hasn't had a lot of experience with female company. I think Gino probably has obviously paid for female company, and so maybe he's had more of it, but I don't know what his past relationships have been like in their emotional stability, emotional richness, or authenticity. Who knows? I have to think that they haven't been very deep because I don't think this person is capable of such. And so I think almost that for someone who's not capable of really deep, authentic, lasting relationships, I think that we almost are playing at what he thinks a relationship would be, which is copious amounts of passionate drama that should be indicative of care and want and desire and love. And whether they are, or whether they are just more symptoms of trauma and mental illness, I mean, that's just what that is. Do you know what I'm saying? Would Gino and Mike truly be able to know what it's like to be in a healthy relationship? No. I don't think these people know themselves enough to be healthy about their own mental situations, and much less to be in a healthy relationship. So would they be able to attract healthy people to be in a healthy relationship with? No, not at all. So have they been in a lot of healthy relationships? No, truly not. And so what do they think relationships are, more so than just two people that have some sort of romantic interest with each other, who, since they're the men, probably they're attracted to these women, and time passes. And whatever happens in between them, whether it's fights, abusive, toxic behavior, all of that just probably feels like what a relationship is supposed to feel like. Because what have they had to even judge it by? You know what I'm saying? And what would they be even capable of understanding or knowing? I think I'm bringing this up because there's conversations, like Jasmine having been like either like aggressively, like toxic and or whatever, like abusive towards him. Whether he understands that is that, and whether he knows that that's not great for him to be like hounded the way that she hounds him, or whether he would recognize that attention from a woman as being either abusive, toxic, or has he takes it as love. He takes it as caring and love. Because the other side of that is him paying a woman to sit for an hour and a half in front of him, smile at him and nod the head, and then just take the money and honey run. He never gets any sort of attention, right? The fact that he gets any attention must feel like love. Wa's gonna like snake back. First of all, Wa has been like whatever, like tiptoeing around this whole thing. Like she comes back in as if she like we don't know that she's here. God bless. She's gonna come back in whenever she wants. I wish she would just be like a little more like chill about it. Make as much noise as you want, boo. Okay, she's coming back. Do you know another gross guy? Oh my God, want to burn all his hats. Actually, I don't mind the Panama hat. But has big issues, sure. Jasmine is in it for the long game. Yeah, I don't buy it. Oh yeah. I mean, I think there has been moments of Jasmine where we realize that she wants money from him. She definitely wants money from him. I mean, she's getting money from him. Like she wants money from him. We know it because she wanted him to pay for things. She said it. She has always been very competitive, whether he has paid for things with other women, whether he's paid for things for her. His Christmas gift wasn't good enough. She made him pay for the vacation. She's upset that he won't, pay for her beauty items. She's made, or, she wants him to pay for beauty shop and spa days. She wants him to pay for apartment. She's already said all that. And then when we learn at the tell all that they also met on a sugar baby website, it's like, yeah, I'm going to check that tracks. Yeah. That reads. Yeah.
Yeah. It's, I feel like people like to judge that, but at least she's being very upfront and honest with what it is. I feel like Hamina is the same way too. Like these men are the ones that are going for women who are using money as an exchange and then expecting them to no longer want money as an exchange because of love.
Yeah.
You can still love somebody and still want them to pay for you.
Yeah, because you don't stop paying for someone. You know what I'm saying? Like we exist. Like listen, we all know as human beings that we all can spend money all day long. There's food, there's bills, there's gas. That's just basics. You pay for those all day long, and then there's all the other things, right? Like that's it. Money is life, and life is money. I'm not saying life isn't all about money, but you need money throughout life. Just like some things are never ending cycles. You always have to do laundry unless, honey, you just move into like a nudist retreat. I guess you wouldn't have to, but you will have to be doing laundry for the rest of your life. You'll be spending money for the rest of your life. And so if you want someone to love you for the rest of your life, like not just love you in that moment, but continue on loving you, I don't understand how you don't think you have to continue on spending money.
Yeah, it is. It's really interesting with these men. And did you talk about how Jasmine just will continue to expose Gino at every turn?
I just started talking about him.
Okay. So
yeah, I mean, basically, they cry a lot at the thing. Then we get to the tell all. I didn't even talk about the fact that Jasmine shows up to the tell. We haven't talked about her wig or anything, honey.
You're not there yet.
No. I put up some tweets. I'm gonna have us later, but I actually don't have a picture of her. Jasmine, of course, gets zoomed into this tell all, honey, and Jasmine's hair throughout the entirety of filming wasn't the greatest. I mean, her confessional looks are better. And, like she obviously has, like a hair upkeep maintenance situation. And she felt it, which is another thing I think that she brought up. Like she knew that she would rather have better eyelashes, hair, and nails throughout the entirety of filming. And she was upset that Gino did not pay for them. And she tried to hint at it, but Gino is either willingly ignorant or ignorant, or some version of it. I think it's willingly, where he was like, I'm only going to pay for what I want to pay for, whatever. So when Jasmine has watched herself filming and then is like, no, I'm going to come to the tell all and I'm going to make sure that they know that my hair has been taken care of. And she really tried to hit it home by making sure that all the hair around her was on her head.
I mean, the wig it's huge. It's a huge wig. She's not performing on stage. It was unnecessarily huge.
And it's like a drag wig, or it's like, it looked
drag on her.
Yeah. I mean, it looked like she was going to be at, what is that place in New York that you try, and how do you get to the Met? Not the Met. Oh, the Met. I don't know. But like she's going to put on a recital, honey, in the biggest stadium in the world. Yeah. And she is going to be center stage. And part of her record is about how she has hair. Yeah, and it had to be that part of it. Like it's the biggest thing, the biggest choice she made.
Not a tweeze, not a thinning, not a trim, not a nothing. I mean, it was almost as big as like Diana Ross's wigs. Yes. It was just unnecessary.
Why does she pretend to have a friend that is a hairstylist?
I don't know. Why do we even get that scene? I mean, we know she'll scratch out a bitch's eye for her hair if it's done wrong. But I'm like, this, and every time we've seen her hair, it's been done wrong.
Yeah, I don't think she knows what it's like to have it right. She must be scratching out the eyes of people who do her hair right. And so people are like, you got to do it bad. No, you got to do bad. You want your eyes in there. Do her hair horribly. It's how she likes it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So, and she also is wearing head to toe Barbie. I mean, Barbie, 80s Barbie, like the kind of Barbie that I grew up with, honey. I mean, like it is choices head to toe, like the toes are pink. It is Barbie pink. I mean, I can't even get over the way that she looks. I know. It is just the eyeshadow she did, like
the fact that her eyebrows are a lighter shade of brown than her hair, this dark hair. And there's no it doesn't even pretend to kind of look natural, because at the root it's just kind of like
mounted there.
It's just like there. And then like the eyeshadow with the like little bit of, it's like pink from here to here, and then there's like a glitter in the crease.
Yes. Her lipstick was applied well. I'll tell you this. I'm going to tell you this right now. This was professionally done. And by that, I mean, I know she didn't do it. She had someone do it for her that she either thinks is a professional.
Yeah. But they gave her exactly what she wanted, because if this wasn't exactly what she wanted, she wouldn't have been on screen.
She would have. Yeah.
Yeah. So, even with this like big faux necklace, this like weird Barbie necklace, she's wearing pink from head to toe. Pink on her nails. And then she stole the show.
Yeah.
Stole it. Yeah. I mean, went in there and just wiped the floor. So many iconic statements, such as, I'm a vegan and I want your meat. You have to drain your freaking balls. Gino, let's be honest, it was 30.
Yeah, like two things, or a lot of things are happening. They want to, just like the flip side of not shaming Hamina about her cam is that Sean does want to shame Gino for being on a sugar baby website, wants to shame him. What does this mean? And what do you do? And what happens on these dates? And how much do you pay for these dates? Like all of that. But then also reveals that he met Jasmine on that goddamn site. And like, here's the thing. I don't want Jasmine to be shamed, but it's a weird thing where it's like, are we going to talk about the fact that Jasmine was on the site? Jasmine's whole thing is like, I was on that site, but my friends signed me up, and I thought it was just an international dating website. And it's like, no. Listen, first of all, you speak perfect English. You're like a teacher, okay?
Yeah. I here's what I don't like. I don't like the fact that they're trying to shame Gino for being on a site for sugar babies, because the truth is if I were 20 years younger living in this time where there was a website I can put myself on, so men who have a fetish or a kink for paying for a young woman's life, oh please have that on me. Please. Please. So like I don't want Gino to be shamed, because I would like men to continue to go on these websites and continue to pay for these girls' lives. You know how much that would have saved me in my 20s? Like,
no, one of the fantasies is femdom. I mean, like, it's like a
yes, femdom too.
Yeah.
So femdom is where like the men will pay, just give her an exorbitant amount of money for her to be shitty to him.
Pay pigs. Yeah, I think we've mildly talked about this before. It's been a long time, but like, if you ever want to deep dive, go on Twitter and search the hashtag femdom, and it's just a bunch of like women cussing out men and being like, gross, disgusting, pay pigs, use my Venmo, like, pay Venmo and Cash App, and just give me a tribute, which means like you just like give me money and then I'll make you feel dumb, like you should be giving me money, and then just continue to give me money because your life is so worthless and I'm so A, hot, or B, necessary in this world, that like your whole value on this God's green earth is to make money to give to me, and I'm telling you that's not hot.
Yeah, like, so I rebuke Sean's shaming of Gino. And I rebuke the fact that Gino felt ashamed. I wish he had been like, yeah, I really like to pay for women. That would have been hot. If Gino had says, yes, I love paying for women. I feel like it stimulates the economy. It's a form of trade. Like, I'm not having sex with them, but like I'm paying them for their time in their company. And some of these women are very lovely. And look, I met Jasmine off of it, and Jasmine loves me harder and toxically and crazily. And I find that feeds my soul. So yes, Sean, I have the money. I spend it on beautiful women.
What would Sean say?
What was she? You know what I'm saying? Hugh Hefner like is spending money on beautiful women. Like, there are men who spend money on beautiful women. What is wrong with that?
Yeah, because there's a lot of dumb things to spend money on.
Yeah, like cars. Anyways,
crypto. NFTs.
Like, so yeah. I mean, I'm glad we are aligned on this. I'm glad that you and I audience, are we really shaming him for being a sugar daddy?
Yeah, it's funny because also what I had brought up earlier is then Mike sits there and hears this and is like, he pays for dates. And it's like, Mike, you spend 26 hours a day owling in some like chat room cam, just like being like, when is she coming back? Oh, is her chat live? There she is.
Yeah. And it's like, we're supposed to, like, it's all sex work. It's all sex pay. It's all of those things. And so I just would like to stop shaming. I hate it that Mike is such a hypocrite. He goes on this, stares at her like an owl forever and a day, always in her chat, and then wants her to immediately stop doing it and shames her when she talks about going back to it. Yeah, but it's like, you are part of that. So like, don't make it seem like it's okay for you to pay for it, but it's not okay for her to do it.
Yeah. Also, every time that your uncle or your dad or your friends bring up the fact that she only wants you for money, you should be like, oh, it's because I met her and I was giving her money, and also I told her that I would just continually give her money, so that's why she's expecting. That's what she's expecting. It's what I have set up.
Yeah,
and but also, you won't.
Yeah. Also, tell them that you like that you're okay with the fact that she wants you for money, because you want her for her sexy body and for her whatever, and you would like to buy a house in Colombia and live in New York and travel back and forth. Those are the things that you would like to give her, even when she's already told you, I want nothing to do with you, let's just be friends. You still are contacting her, asking her if you can help her pay her rent, and then travel back and forth.
Mm-hmm. You know who doesn't need money and was right there and single? Kimberly. I wonder if Gino and Mike would ever just, Kimberly's right there. She doesn't need money. I wonder why they won't go and talk to her and hit on her. Oh, it's because you're not attracted to her? Weird. I wonder why you'll never get someone that looks the way that you want them to look. Is it because you are hideous? Do you know that? How weird. Anyway, so yeah, basically Sean again goes in on Gino. Gino, lets it be known that he'd met Jasmine on the thing, and then Jasmine just really we get to like deep dive into Jasmine thought process. We learn a lot. Gino, probably because he's watched a lot of porn or doesn't know how to deal with women, it's easier for him to like gratify himself like self pleasure wise. And probably there's a whole lot that goes in to him ramping himself up to pleasure a woman, which is he having to deal with a woman. And so Jasmine's like, he doesn't like having sex with me. He'd rather, you know,
Self
play with his
sex.
pee-pee.
And like, it's great. Oh, you want to acknowledge that?
Yeah, I do want to acknowledge it. What a great time to thank you for this super chat. Oh,
Marsha. I know you
I
for that all
love-
your life. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I love to see you guys, beautiful ladies, together. Oh, we love to see you too. Thank you so much for this beautiful super chat and for spending some time with us. And you're the best.
Thank you. Yeah, we find out that he, that's why he had to take all those little blue pills with him. But they fight so much that he doesn't want to have sex with her. And it's fine because like he could just be in a space in his life. Either he's always been like this, where like any kind of anxiety or adversity with somebody means that part of him shuts down, or just as an older gentleman, the mood needs to be right. He's not as like boing anytime anymore, and that's fine too. No shame for that. But it's the fact that he doesn't want to admit it, and she will not take a clue. Like let your partner lead, and if they don't want to talk about their erectile dysfunction, don't force us to listen to it. It's a little rude. Like, oh yeah, she wants Gino to feel so uncomfortable at all times.
Yeah,
and that's how she feels like powerful and strong, because I was like, wow, you're not a partner. I can't imagine that dynamic on a regular 90-day fiance. Normally they're like support each other or lie for each other to a certain extent. And Jasmine won't lie for Gino.
I think that Jasmine also likes to put on a little show. I think that Jasmine knows that Gino is creepy and gross, right? And she watches it. She understands, like when we're all like, oh, I think that she gets it. And so half of her coming to this tell-all is like a chip on her shoulder that she wants to be like, look, I know that he's ugly. I know that he's gross. I still like it. I know that people think he's creepy and everything like that, but he's my Gino and I love him. Like she keeps like kind of like making that hit home for us or whatever. And so I think that also maybe there's like some thing where she wants to like humanize him or be like, Gino, just take off the hat. Gino, just like, like be normal so that people will think you're a little more normal so that I can feel better about this or whatever.
Yeah. But I mean, she says that she loves him. She loves his meat. She like when they have sex, it's so good, and it's so like
good. Is that true?
Is that sandwich? That's like I'm gonna tell a really good thing about him, but then I'm gonna shit on him, and then I'm gonna do another good thing.
Yeah. What do you think?
It is manipulation. It is gaslighting, and
is that her long game? As I think that Mickey was saying that like she's like, no, I listen. I want to get to the States, and I feel like this is my way in. And he'll give me some money. Like he definitely has some money, and he'll give me some money, and I can get money, I can manipulate him. So I'm gonna do this for as long as I can. And it like. Is the telling him how good he is in bed like her demure feminine way of like appeasing his ego?
Yeah. I like him in his unsexiness. You don't need to say that. You can just be like, I find Gino very sexy. You don't have to say, I know everybody thinks he's unsexy, but I find his unsexiness sexy. It's like crazy. Like, and I want his vegan meat, but he's masturbating. I wash your clothes, honey. I don't want to get, give into too much details. I'm sorry, that's a lie. You do want to give all the details.
Yeah, what details could you possibly not give us now?
I mean, I don't know. Like, are you going to talk? Maybe the other detail is like, oh, I'm not going to tell them about your poop stains that I see in your underwear, but I'll tell them about your cum stains. Like, it's just.
It's like I'll emasculate you in every way on this on live television, but like I'll try and save this one moment for us. I mean,
but I love him. I love Gino so much. I mean, and then she's gonna steal the show next episode because she's gonna be co-signing on everybody's relationship. Oh, I feel so bad for Kimberly. Oh, I feel so bad for for Ella. Oh, she's gonna do that too. So she's gonna inject herself throughout this entire tell-all. And we're going to talk shit about her, but be grateful at the same time.
Oh yeah, well, she's giving us literally the only thing we possibly. I mean, she's giving us the thing that we need, which is like something.
Yeah.
Like there's no, like there's got to be, for lack of a better one, there's got to be an Angela.
Yeah.
There's got to be an Angela,
Mm-hmm.
and she totally different. She's an Angela though.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I will say this, it's just interesting when she's saying, like I find its unsexiness sexy or whatever. No one could have loved that more than Gino. Gino was like, as she was saying it, he was like, how can you believe this one? I mean, I think that there maybe is a part of him that also likes the fact that he is part of a show without having to be the star and or any person that like can put on a show, because he's looks like
I mean, Fisa was bad at the tell-all, but really, really good in the actual episode.
Yes.
Like, who was also good at tell-alls, like who kept us interesting, is like Paul and Karini to a certain extent. Like Paul would just be saying the most outlandish things at the thing, and she would have to react with like a translator. And then who else used to give us a good time at the tell-alls? Like it's, there's a special skill to be able to do it at the tell-all.
Yeah.
And because she's so crazy, she's giving it to us. So thank you, Jasmine.
So basically, Ben and Mahogany is the final coups that I haven't really discussed. Of course, the way that so if we go back to the start of the night, Ben is still in Peru, and he has confronted Mahogany about the discrepancy in her age, and it felt like the producers had already just, once she left, I think, in the middle of the night, she never wanted to see him again. I feel like the producers were like, just come and have this one more like talk with him. And she was like, okay. But then he kissed her. And then she just kind of was like, oh, God, what do I do? I'm just like on TV, like, oh God, that happened out of the blue. I wasn't expecting. I definitely don't like it. I'm a young girl. This feels awkward. I don't know how to like stop things.
But she did like it. Afterwards, she said he's a really good kisser.
I know. Just can't believe it. So anyway, so then later on the next day is when he's like, oh, by the way, like, thank you for kissing me. And like, I'm so happy we're back together or whatever. God bless. But I'm gonna ruin it right now by saying you lied about your age. And then she just was like, I want to leave. And he's like, I don't understand though. And she's like, that's okay. Yeah, I just, what, after that kiss and, like saying that you're a good kisser for your age, which was like, LOL, like also like Mahogany, how many men have you kissed at his age? And are you saying that most men his age aren't a good kisser? Are you saying that because his age, he's a good kisser? Like, I can't quite tell. Also, like, how are you like a kissing bandit expert? I'm not quite sure. But yeah, she's like, that's okay. And actually, I don't want one more moment. It's like she switches. It's like, are we supposed to believe in that one moment she turned off and she was on until that one moment, until he was like asked about this, and she was like, nope, I tap out.
And she hit him with the God bless when she gets into the car too. Like, God bless you. It's so bananas. Like she didn't owe him an explanation, but she did. And the fact that she didn't want to give it to him, we have to then respect that. And he didn't respect that because this wasn't real for her.
Yeah, I don't think it was real for her. And like, I think that this is like what she hints at. So then after she leaves, there's this awkward like producer trying to hold her in a car. And then Ben's like coming to talk to her. And she's saying something along the lines of, we tried to like break this down last night. It's like whether she's like, whether she's like, to camera / the producer, you really shouldn't trust anyone. And that's why I really didn't ever really trust him or think that anything was real until I met him to see what was up. And now that I did, I was right. He's crazy or something. Like that's kind of, but because sometimes Mahogany speaks perfect English and sometimes we're supposed to believe that she doesn't speak English. We just don't know what's real and what's not. No wonder why it's hard for Ben.
Yeah. What I got from her was that she was trying to allude to the fact that she did trust him. And she was wrong to have trusted him because when he got there, he wasn't the man that he portrayed to be via chat. And my statement was out loud was, you are not the person that you portrayed to be during chat physically, or what it is that you wanted from him, what kind of relationship you wanted from him. You allowed this man to get on a plane. Not one time did we see a text message that said, do not come. The first time he tried to go, she then said her and her family were going out of town, so don't come.
Mm-hmm.
But this time, she didn't tell him not to come. And then when he got there, she ignored him and then showed up. And then they went to their 3-day or that overnight dune buggy situation, and they had friction there because she tried to ask him questions. Or no, the fake apartment. There were so many things that she had done that had showed that she didn't trust him, by lying about her age, by then not confessing to it, by not taking him to her real apartment and not saying anything about it, changing the story up that she lived with her family. You know, it's just a lot. And so, like, she has some onus in this too. But his, like, insistent that God is doing this, his insistence that, you know, he needs to be able to speak his piece, just shows that he's not a good person, or not a good person, but he's not the right person for her. But she's not owning up to anything that she's done.
Now here's a comment. Was she a sugar baby too, maybe? Because he did give her some money.
Oh yeah, he gave her $1,000 to borrow or whatever. So
she was catfish and never thought he would show up.
But then he did, and she knew he was. What's this one? What did Ram say?
Maybe. Oh God, what did happen?
Are you right-clicking it?
Yes.
I don't know what's happening.
Oh, it just would come up.
Yeah.
Maybe she meant good kiss for his age, but she was just happy his teeth didn't fall out.
Oh my God, Ram. Visual. We didn't need that.
That's funny.
So it is really interesting to me that she, in that blue jacket that I wish was better quality, could storm off. Like, I just looking at the outfit, I was like, okay, blue jacket that I wish was better quality, and then like chocolate brown suede heels that she's like stomping around in, and that hair. It's like he just completely made up this vision of her and just wanted to stuff a round peg through a square hole. I mean, just wanted to stuff it in there by saying this is God's choice, that, oh, please, piece of wood, change into a square, you know?
Yeah.
And it was just like hard to watch because she was wrong, but also him demanding that she speak to him was also wrong, because she's given him clue after clue after clue that she's not here for this. And then I hated the fakeness of her being like, well, that's why you shouldn't trust people on the internet. No, you never trusted him. So don't backpedal on that. Just be honest.
She befuddles me in every turn. Yeah. And I mean, her aesthetic, the way she looks, the way she talks, I will only describe it as this. She reminds me of an avatar you play in a video game that the computer has generated. And so all of the so let's just say there's like 5, different qualities of an avatar. Hair, look at it, they just like a slot machine, they just like all land on a certain, whatever. They all turn, just land on a person. And that person now is just a hodgepodge, a conglomeration of different qualities put together that doesn't feel divinely put together, but almost like some sort of afterthought accident.
Doesn't make sense, doesn't meld together. And so now we're going to see her in this tell-all, and we don't know what she's going to say or what she's going to backpedal on or try to, it seems like her English is great. It seems like her English is really great because she's arguing with somebody on stage. Did you talk about his comment to Kim?
And I brought it up, but then so we can talk about that now. So I brought it up. So the gazelle and lion thing, and the fact that he's doing the same thing or whatever.
Yeah, it's just disgusting. His values and my values are not aligned, and it is unfortunate that he is just the way he is.
The person she's yelling on stage at in the promo for the next week is Ben's blonde friend. That like so Ben's, whether like she's coming at her like, Mahogany, you should have da. Mahogany's gonna be like, who are you?
But I guess here's what I think. I guess that I can't judge his way. I can, but like as a churchgoer, as somebody who used to go to church, as somebody who used to be Christian, like there's a place for him in that world. And so if that is his thoughts and how he thinks, men and women should interact, then I guess I can't too much judge what he is doing with her, because she is a part of that as well. She's a part of the Christian community where like you know, it would be like-minded individuals having a conversation about something that I shouldn't interject and say that he's wrong for having that. I don't know. It's just like, that's their culture. That's their religion.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I see what you're saying. I just don't. He's so heavy, obviously, so heavy-handedly uses it to manipulate that it's like, I think that we can see someone who's doing that in such a way, and we are so privy to men using dogma and or any sort of religious and or political dogma, any sort of otherworldly, or sorry, any sort of like
Yeah, you did it. You said dogma, religious
dogma to like enact whatever insanity that they want.
Yeah,
you know, that it's hard to deal with.
And that's definitely what he's doing. And I wonder if his blonde friend is going to come on and be in full support of him after watching the show.
I know.
And if she is in complete full support of him watching the show, then they come from the realm where his behavior is okay.
Yeah. I also want to be like, okay, I don't care about that blonde woman's opinion at all. And what I absolutely need to see is Ben's ex-wife's opinion.
Yeah.
That's the person that's to deal with this. I don't understand. Like, after we watch Ben and realize he will take like one moment of accountability, like, what is this blonde lady gonna actually come on and say? Like, she doesn't know what she's talking about.
She might be a part of like the Girl Defined group. There's like a whole sect of fundamental Christianity on YouTube, and there are women who are out here preaching the things that Ben is preaching and or saying. The things that Ben said to Kim, there are women on YouTube who talk about that.
Oh yeah,
and support that. So I guess that's what I'm like.
Well,
wondering if she's going to be that.
Listen, the realm of old-fashioned thinking that Ben is talking about is the same thing that the Australian guru guy, remember?
Ash.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm gonna be on.
Oh shit.
Okay,
sorry.
Bye. Should go change your laundry. We're actually gonna wrap up here. I can wrap this up. So basically, I'm like, you know, I'm actually somewhat traditional, so I'm not gonna sit here and be like, you have to do this thing. But I can see how humanity has evolved in such a way that this thing happens often enough that like there are certain roles some people choose to play, and if you don't want to choose to play those roles, don't. I don't care about it. You know, I don't care about your choices. I want you to be happy in your life, and I want people to be happy in their life too.
Mm-hmm.
But like so. We're gonna do last thoughts about this. Yeah, like Ben, because Mahogany isn't there, we can't really talk about what she looks like, though she has blonder hair, but we really don't get to see much of it until the next episode. So we really just get like a gross Ben who comes off a high of Kimberly saying that he's hot and then berates Kimberly, and then we're just all gonna turn on him when we can finally be like, you are disgusting.
We're gonna turn on him hard.
Yeah.
Oh, one thing we didn't mention was that Gino was secretly talking to his blonde friend, and Sean Robinson tried to call him out on that.
Yeah. Are you Sicilian? I love it. Like, I mean, does that blonde lady look so Sicilian? Sicilian, from what I know, and I really would love your opinion, is Italians of a Southern Italian look that specifically can be a little more dark skinned, because I think Sicily is like close to the Moors and the Arabians and all the people in the Mediterranean coast, and so I think Sicilians are a little darker. So like I'm like,
is that his like come on line?
Yes.
Like that's like him coming into my DMs and being like, "Are you Sicilian?"
Yes.
In order to have me be like, "No, I'm not. How are you? How's your life?" Like.
Also, yeah, so he can be like, well, I'm Sicilian, so I know whatever he's gonna say.
Yeah. Sean was really gunning for Gino this episode, and it was a little uncomfortable because it was like Sean and Jasmine were against Gino, and then Mike is over here keying in the peanut gallery like, well, you got to make time for sex, you got to do this, and it's like, shut your ugly face, Mike.
I don't understand how this Sean segment of her asking the question took 45 minutes. It was like her being like, Gino, have you talked to anyone in this cast?
No, I didn't.
Gino, have you talked to anyone through anyone in the cast?
No, I mean, I talked to Mike.
Gino, have you DM'd anyone involved in production ever in your life?
No, I haven't. Baby, why is she asking you those questions?
And then someone comes, like a person gives, Sean a piece of paper. Oh, Gino, have you DM'd ever this blonde lady that's friends with Ben?
I didn't. She didn't. Me. I said hello. We said hello.
Gino, have you ever DM'd the blonde friend of Ben that's on the show that you met through this show this bullshit thing about being Sicilian and then puts it up? And I mean, like, but
yeah, no, that is middle of the conversation. She said hello to me first.
I don't understand how that segment was edited as long as it was. It was longer than the entire intro of like all the people there.
Oh my god, it was crazy.
Okay, that's all I have to say. I love you guys so much. Gino's Italian. Yeah, I know that, like Gino's Italian, but maybe he's specifically Sicilian, so he wants to be able to talk about it. I love you so much, by the way. We're not going out. Oh, actually, I am going out tonight, but thank you. I need a new Karen Millen dress. I gotta go buy that Karen Millen dress. That's how Gino socializes, by DM. Also, like a special message on, seeking arrangements. All right, my loves. What a day, what a night. If you're like, why are these people why aren't they talking longer about this? If you're like, we need another hour and a half of these two talking about this exact topic and these exact 2 episodes, guess what? It exists already for you.
Yeah, on my channel, and it's way less coherent because it was late at night. We had imbibed in a little, little beverage, if you will. So it was real scatterbrained and quite hilarious.
So you really could have another hour and a half of us doing it. So
just call me Wa. Just go to my channel. Just call me Wa, and you can watch Chris and I's live reaction of what happened last night, like our immediate thoughts afterwards.
Yeah, immediate thoughts. We love you guys so much. We are, pumped to be doing a live together like we did last night in the space that is This A Place. We haven't been here in a long time. We do wish we were in Hamza Mumza pajamas, but alas, it's daytime.
Yeah.
You can follow Wa on Instagram and Twitter at Just Call Me Wa. Of course, again on YouTube, Just Call Me Wa. And you can follow me at Instagram and Twitter. I am at Chris L. Farah. The L is for Lebanese. Let's take a breath. It's Monday. We're gonna have a really great week, honey. It's good. It's good. It's good vibes coming in. We're done with the Will Smith, Chris Rock thing. We don't have to worry about that anymore. The memes are like, we have our life back.
Good vibrations.
There was another word show, so I guess we talk about that one now. It's fine. But anyway, breathe in and I breathe out. Oh, yes, it's gonna be good. Isn't it feel good? All right, I love you guys so much. Take care of yourselves and one another. Stand up for what you believe and make art. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I'm at Chris L. Farah, my private Facebook group, Vanity Farah. And that's all I have for you. I love you guys. Dee. I can't wait for next week. Woohoo. Bye.